Hello everyone. So this video is about the recent developments which has taken place in the West Asian politics, and these new developments has been the outcome of the Saudi-Iran peace deal, which has been mediated by China. Okay, so the coming of as the two regional rivals are coming closer, this will going to have a drastic impact on the regional politics of the region. So we're going to understand in this video about the changing dynamics of the politics of the region as the two regional rivals are coming closer. Second aspect of our discussion will be as this deal is being mediated by China, so this is a clear reflection of rising China's influence in the region. Rising China's influence means the retreat of US in the region. So the retreat of US and the rising influence of China, how it will going to pose a challenge for India's look west policy. Okay, so this is all we are going to discuss in this video. That first to understand, we'll understand reasons for tensions between Saudi Iran. Okay, once you will understand the reasons, then only you will understand and able to appreciate how the coming closer of these two regional rivals is changing the geopolitics of the region. The deal has been, which came as a surprise for the world, the deal has been mediated by China, rising China's aspiration in the region. US retreat from the region and what challenge it pose for India's look west policy. As for India, this region comes under its extended neighborhood and our core interest lies in the region. So this video is this video will help all the aspirants who are preparing for UPSC. It is both for optional and for GS students because this discussion will help the students in GS paper 2. Okay, so let's understand the new dynamics which has emerged. And as I always say, to first understand the present, you need to go into the past and in the history. So let's try to understand the politics of the region a bit and the reasons for Saudi-Iran tensions. Okay, the general perception, which is being in general, the students hold the normal perception we hold that Saudi-Iran tensions is the religious rift between two main sects of Islam or rift between two main factions of Islam. Now, when we say when that Islam as a religion has two main sects, Shia sect and the Sunni sect. Majority Muslims in the world, they are Sunni Muslims. Okay, majority states in the world, they are dominated by Sunnis. Even in India, majority are of Sunnis. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, in the Southeast Asia, majority Muslims are the followers of Sunni sect of Islam. The map which you are seeing shows the state where Shias are in majority: Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Bahrain. These are the states where Shias are majority, but in these states also Sunnis lives as minority. Similarly, in rest of the states, Sunnis are in majority, but Shias are in minority. So we have seen factional clashes between Shias and Sunnis. Now, the leadership of Iran. Okay, the leadership of Iran, the fundamentalist leadership, that is, Iran is a theocratic state where who holds the supreme power? The religious leader, not the elected president. So that's why Iran is a theocratic state governed by religion. So who is seen as the leader of Shia world? Iran. And it was the monarchy of Saudi who used to be seen as the protector of the holiest sites of Islam, Makkah, Medina. So it is the state of Saudi who is seen as the leadership, who holds the leadership of the Sunni sect of Islam in the region. Though in the world there is a competition between three states is going on, and all three aspires to project themselves as the leader of the Sunni sect. These three states are Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. Turkey, erstwhile Ottoman Empire, remnant of Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire were having the territories in West Asia. And medieval history, we have seen the clashes between Ottomans and Persians. That is the present state of Iran. So these three states aspires for the leadership of Sunni sect of Islam. Okay. Saudi Arabia, where there are the holiest sites, Turkey, remnant of Ottoman, and the ruler of Ottoman, Khalifa, used to be seen as the leader of Islamic world. And the special condition with the Pakistan is only Islamic State who holds a nuclear weapon. So the leaders of Pakistan nurtures and aspires for what? The leadership of Islamic world. Right? So one division of West Asia is on religious lines, Shias, Sunni, and the tensions between Iran and Saudi is seen as a religious rift between these two states. Okay. So Saudi-Iran tensions are not only on the basis of religious lines, both aspires for their regional dominance. So this is there is also power politics going on between Saudi and Iran, as both are the dominant players of West Asian regions, both are the strong regional players of the region. So both aspires for their geopolitical dominance. So with we can say it like this: beneath religious rift, the real game is of power politics between these two states. Okay. So on one side, Iran is trying to assert the assert its influence in the region as a strong regional player and wants to strengthen the Shia axis, while Saudi wants to cut down this Shia axis. So other than this religious rift, there is a geopolitical game plan also going on between these two regional rivals. Okay. So one division of West Asia is on the lines of religion, and clashes are going on between Shias and Sunnis. Now, the other division of West Asia is on the lines of ethnicity. This has nothing to do with the present discussion, just to make you a bit more aware about the politics of the region. This is an important angle which you should be aware about, which you should know about the political dynamics of this region. Without understanding this, you cannot understand the clarity. You can't have a clear clarity of the politics of the region. When we talk about ethnicity, the division of West Asia is on the lines of Arab states and non-Arab states. So Arab is an ethnicity. Okay, I hope you understand the meaning of this word ethnicity. Okay, having different culture. Arab is ethnicity. The way Afghan is ethnicity. Asian is ethnicity. Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, ethnicity. Right? A Bengali Muslim will have more similarities with a Bengali Hindu culturally. Bengali Muslim will have a totally different culture from a Tamil Muslim. Only thing is they are the follower of same religion. So this is what we mean by ethnicity. All the states of the West Asia are part of Arab world. Even North African state, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, they are the part of Arab world. So their ethnicity is being Arab. Okay. So their ethnicity is they are Arab. Their cuisine, their culture, their dressing, clothing will be different from non-Arabs. The non-Arab states are Iran, Persian Empire. Now Persians will have different culture from Arabs. Iraq is an Arab state. So Shia of Iraq and the Shia of Iran, they are ethnically different, though they are follower of same religion. Iran, erstwhile Persian Empire. So culture of the people of Iran will be different from the culture of the people of Iraq. Similarly, Turkish culture. Turkey is not a part of Arab world. Okay. And there is a state, Israel, which is not seen as part of Arab world. So Arabs do not consider Jews as the part of Arab world. Okay. So the clash between Arabs and Jews is ethnic rift with it has both dimensions, ethnic rift and a religious rift too, because majority of the Arabs are Muslims. It's a wrong notion to hold all Arabs are Muslims. Arab can be a Christian, Arab can be a Buddhist. Okay, so Arab is ethnicity. Now, as I told you, the two main sects, Shia sect, Sunni sect. Within Sunni sect, there is a sect called Wahhabism. And Wahhabism is a fundamentalist sect of Islam. Wahhabis aspires for the purest form of Islam. They have their own interpretation of Islam and they want to impose their interpretation through violent means. Wahhabis can use violence against the Sunnis. Wahhabis will use violence against the Shias. So, Wahhabism is a challenge for Shias because Wahhabis have a hatred for Shias. Even Wahhabis will be open to use violence against the liberal Sunnis. They want to revive purest form and they want to govern the territory through strict Islamic code, that is Sharia law. Now, there are various political groups who are follower of this particular sect of Islam, that is Wahhabism, and that's why more than religion it is ideology, that is to acquire power. Follower of Wahhabist ideology are Al Qaeda, Taliban. Many I have seen many students do not have a clear understanding of the difference between Al Qaeda and Taliban. They consider as if all are fighting for similar objectives and goals. It was basically US who, after the act of 9/11, painted all these entities with the same brush. Okay, that's why these wrong notions being held by us that both are same. Though US blamed 9/11, US blamed Al Qaeda for the act of 9/11, but US started war against Taliban. Both have different objectives to achieve. Third outfit is Islamic State, which emerged later. Can't explain in this video the reasons for the emergence of Islamic State in the region. Okay. And fourth entity who follows this ideology of Wahhabism is Hamas. Now they all are follower of same ideology, Wahhabism, but all have different political objectives to achieve. Now Taliban is a political entity of Afghans, created by Afghans. Al Qaeda is a political entity of Arabs, created by Arabs. The things goes back again into 1979 when Soviet entered into Afghanistan. And the madrasa students of Afghanistan, they gave a call for global jihad. Many Arabs entered into Afghanistan to fight with their Afghan brothers against Soviet, who are seen as anti-religion. This led to the emergence of Arab-Afghan alliance. 1989, Soviet left, and later the Arab, one of the rich Arab nationalists, Osama bin Laden, he created a political group, Al Qaeda, with the objective to liberate their holy land from the clutches of the West, because he used to believe the monarchy of Saudi is the puppet of West. I hope you are getting the things. Okay. So their holiest sites are under the clutches of West, and he used to see the presence of or the military bases of US in the region as Western imperialism on their holy sites. So his aspiration to liberate their holy land from the clutches of West. Hamas is a political entity of Arab Palestinians with their objective to eliminate Israel. They also see the presence of the state of Israel as Western imperialism on their land, and they consider Jerusalem as their holy land. Okay. So Hamas is fighting against the state of Israel with the objective to liberate Palestine. Al Qaeda is seeking revenge for atrocities against Muslims and liberate their holiest site. Taliban was fighting against the West for the political control of Afghanistan and govern it through Sharia law, and is about to acquire legitimacy. And IAS as a political entity created by Arabs with the objective of caliphate, that is the kingdom of God, which will be governed by one Khalifa, one who understands religion. All are follower of same religious ideology but have different political objectives to achieve. Okay, in this backdrop, you need to understand this much to have a clear understanding of the reasons for tensions between Saudi and Iran. Now, Saudi is part of Arab world, but Saudi has never supported the struggle of Arabs against Israel, because the monarchy of Saudi itself is the ally of US. Also, for the monarchs of Saudi, these Wahhabis themselves are threat, because Wahhabis, especially Islamic State, aspires for caliphate with one Khalifa. So they will first kill these monarchs of Saudi because they believe state to be governed by Khalifa who understands the religion. So Wahhabism itself is a threat for the monarchs of Saudi. Okay. Wahhabism is a challenge for Iran, for Shias, because Wahhabis have a hatred against Shia. On this aspect, they have similar interest. US justification of keeping its military bases intact. On one side, US is the flag bearer of democracy, but on the other side, US justification of supporting the monarchs, the military dictators in the region is if they will topper, power will come under the hands of Wahhabis and they are religious fundamentalists. So they will going to suppress liberties more aggressively than these monarchs. At least they are running their state as per US, as per the rule of law. So this is the justification of US. If monarchy will topple, power will fall into the hands of Wahhabis. The way after Iranian Revolution 1979, Shah was in power, the emperor of Iran. He was pro-West. Revolution led to the downfall of his regime and power came into the hands of Shia fundamentalists. And that's why Iran is a theocratic state. Power is in the hands of the religious leader of Iran, Khomeini. And since 79, Iran having tensions with the West because fundamentalists are in power there. Okay. So with this much of understanding, now you will probably able to I hope you will able to understand the reasons for Saudi Iran tensions. And the genesis of Saudi Iran tensions lies first in Iranian Revolution 1979 and after that 2011 Arab Spring. So now if you have this much of understanding, as I said, the reasons for Saudi Iran tensions lies in Iranian Revolution, through which power came into the hands of the Shia fundamentalists. Till the time Shah was in power, Shah was the ally of US under CENTO, and monarchy of Saudi is also the ally of the US. So dynamics change after the Iranian Revolution, which brought fundamentalists into power. And the fundamentalists have a belief that it is against Islam that state to be governed by monarchs and the political leaders. Their belief that power should be in the hands of the one who understands the religion. So their ideology itself became a threat for the monarchy who was holding power. Second aspect, fundamentalist Shias wanted to further increase their influence in the region. As their aspiration was to increase the influence of Shias, this brought political rift between Saudi and Iran. Now, 2001 tensions further aggravated after the Iranian revolution, after the Arab Spring. What was Arab Spring? It was a series of protests in the West Asian states. Okay, and in the northern African region, the protests started from Tunisia, spread to Libya, Egypt, Syria, Yemen. Okay, and this Arab Spring is seen as the fourth wave of democracy in the world. Right? So, protest by the civilians started in many states of West Asia with the objective to topple the authoritarian regime. That's why the word being given, that's why the word which was given for the series of protests in various West Asian states as Arab Spring. And Arab Spring led to the start of civil war in Syria and Yemen. Now, in Syria, power is in the hands of Assad. You need to understand that Syria is an Arab state, but power lies in the hands of Shias, as Assad is a follower of the Shia sect of Islam. Okay, and majority in Syria is of Sunnis. So Sunni Arabs started protesting and fighting against the forces of Assad, as power is held by Shias in the region. I'm using the word rebels for these Sunni fighters. So they started fighting against Assad. Now, in Iraq, power is in the hands of Shias. But when Saddam Hussein was in power, he was a follower of the Sunni sect of Islam. Things are too complex. So, in Iraq, power was in the hands of Sunnis, but after 2003, NATO entered into Iraq. Saddam lost the political control and Shias came to power. And since 2003, it is Shias who are in power. These Shias of Iraq, they are pro-US. But these Shias who are in power in Iran, they are anti-West, they are fundamentalist Shias. Anyways, still power is in the hands of Shias. So, Iran wants to protect its Shia axis, and that's why Assad is a strategic ally of Iran. Iran wants to protect its Shia axis, and Assad is a strategic ally of Iran. This helps Iran to keep its Shia axis intact. And in this civil war, Saudi started backing rebels. So, as Saudi was backing rebels, Saudi's aspiration to bring Sunni Arabs into power. So, Iran Saudi regional rivals got engaged into a proxy war in Syria. When we use the word, means they're not fighting a direct military conflict with each other, but they're supporting opposite factions in different war zones. So, both were involved in proxy war. So, Saudi Iran tensions is not only the religious rift, it becomes what the political rift too, with the aspiration to assert their regional influence within the region. Right? Similarly, in Yemen, there are Houthi rebels, they are Shia, and Saudi backs the government of Yemen, a Shia majority country where power is in the hands of Sunnis. Houthis are being backed by Iran, and the government of Yemen backed by Saudi, another region where we have seen the proxy war between these two regional rivals. Houthis attacked one of the refinery of Saudi. Saudi put the blame on Iran for giving that missile to the Houthi rebels. Okay, West consider Houthis as what terrorists. So Saudi and West project that Iran supports terror in the region. So Saudi, Iran, these are the reasons for the rift between Saudi Iran. Also, Iran shared tensions with Israel, and Iran backed those groups who backs Hamas. And Hamas stands for elimination of Israel. The reason for Israel-Iran tension. Hamas is seen as a terrorist group by Israel, and Iran is having the backing of those groups who support Hamas. So for Israel, Iran is a supporter of terror in the region. For Saudi, Iran is a supporter of terror in the region. Okay, fine. So they consider Iran as a terrorist state. This is the reason why Israel can't afford to see Iran acquiring nuclear weapon. If Iran will able to acquire nuclear weapon, this can reach into the hands of the Hamas leadership, who has pledged to eliminate Israel from the region. The reason why Israel is so critical towards Iran's nuclear program because it's an existential threat for the state of Israel. Right? Now, these civil wars, at least the civil war in Syria got over, with Assad has able to keep its power intact. Now, China's presence is on rise in the region, and somehow China is able to mediate a peace deal between the two, and both have agreed to start diplomatic ties. What has brought Saudi Iran closer? Because US has decided to go earlier. US was backing rebels too against Assad, and Assad is having the backing of Russia. US has went for withdrawal from Afghanistan. Power has been given in the hands of Taliban. US has went for withdrawal from Syria, allowing Assad to keep its keep its political power intact. Withdrawal of US from Afghanistan and Syria is seen as a dent on US hard power, and it is being seen as a retreat of US from the region. As US is retreating, Saudi is realizing US no longer holds the same kind of power. Saudi is looking forward to diversify its ties with the major players, that is all three, US, Russia, and China. Okay, so if Saudi needs US for arms, as US is one of the biggest importer of weapons for Saudi, US need Russia as a very strong partner under OPEC, and China influence is increasing, and China has become very important as one of the market for Saudi Arabia, and China's presence here is on rise as China is investing heavily under its Belt Road Initiative. So Saudi is looking forward to diversify its ties with major powers, and Saudi realizes US is on retreat. China's rising presence in the region, and China wants stability in the region. And somehow China has been able to bring peace. China is able to broker the peace deal between the two regional rivals. And this has been seen as major event, and it's a clear reflection of rising China's influence. Now, these happenings will going to have a strong impact on India's look west policy. India considers this region as its extended neighborhood. We are reaching towards this region under our LWP. This region is very important for our energy security. Now, these new developments will going to have a two-way impact for us. On one side, one of the agenda of our LWP is political stability in the region. Start of diplomatic ties between Saudi Iran somehow will bring more stability in the region, which is in our interest, as our interest lies with energy security. Turmoil, violence in the region, rise of Wahhabism is a challenge, and start of diplomatic ties between the two will bring stability. So it will going to be in the interest of India. Second, tensions between Saudi Iran. So Saudi was considering Iran as a supporter of terror, that is the Houthi rebels. Israel consider Iran as a supporter of terror. We need support from Saudi to pressurize Pakistan on the issue of terrorism against us, that Pakistan should stop giving support to Lashkar-e-Taiba. Saudi was expecting from the same from us to cut down and sever all ties with Iran. India is not in a position to cut down ties with Iran. Iran is a strategic ally, as we have to reach to Central Asia and we do not have a direct connectivity. So things are too complex. That is complex interdependence when we use the word. Now, normalization of ties will be in our interest, as India will not have to take sides and India will able to project neutrality. So in this aspect, again, it is in our interest. The only thing which is thing which is posing challenge for us, the new development which has posing challenge to us, is that it has been mediated by China. Under LWP, India is looking forward to play a bigger role in the region. India is looking forward to increase its geopolitical presence in the region. But China's influence will going to reduce the strategic space for us. Other than this, India was looking forward to engage more strategically with the US, as we can see recent engagement under I2U2. But the withdrawal of US for sure will give more space to China, and this is posing challenge for India's LWP. So if you have to compile that, in the last we can say that these new developments will have its both positives, and it can have it comes as it has its both positive and it is coming as a challenge for us. The positives are stability in the region. We'll able to ensure our energy security. We will not be bound to take sides, and we want to project our neutrality towards Shias and Sunnis. But the downward impact of this new happening is rising China's influence will reduce the strategic space for India in the region. Okay, I hope you are able to understand the complex politics of the region and able to connect with the present. That's how you need to read your current affairs. You can't understand the present without having the proper understanding of the politics of the region. So need to understand the past to have a better understanding of the present, and that's how we need to connect our things while framing our answers. Okay, so on this note, I'll end this video. Hope you are able to understand. Any other questions you can ask in the comment box. Okay, you will get the answers. Bye, take care, thank you.